And we're live. Uh-oh. There it is. Now we're live. Let's go. Let's fix some things up real quick. Okay, got the stream posted in the Discord. What's up, everybody? Oh, didn't get YouTube chat up. Gotta fix that. Just in case. Gotta have the YouTube chat up. Okay. And now we're live. Hey, I'm Know Nothing Attorney. As always, I profess to know nothing and aim to have a high degree of confidence in everything. I've no shame in admitting I know nothing, because there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Only way to be wrong is to have the opportunity to stop being wrong and let it keep happening. I invite you to embrace knowing nothing with me, because it's only in doing that that we can actually learn. Knowing nothing is cool. We're here to talk about how America needs an Article 5 constitutional convention now. We need it now, and it's the only way to save our republic. There are too many problems of too high a degree to fix them. You can't fix a broken system using broken tools, and we get our tools from the system. So what we're doing today is we're working on our first video again. We have a script ready, though I came up with some ways today that I would like to change that script, tune it up a little bit. But we've got to learn some video editing. Yesterday was a bit of a struggle. We intended to do some video editing and ended up getting stuck dealing with audio issues for a while. And so please let me know if I'm having audio issues, if anybody steps in and hears me, because I know how to fix them now. Actually, let me go ahead and do that, just in case. I should do that every time before I start. Okay, if there were audio issues, they should be fixed now. So, we re-downloaded DaVinci Resolve, hopefully getting the correct version of it. Or I thought we did. Man, I am just having the worst of luck when it comes to getting the video editing down. Editing YouTube videos. Well, now it's downloading. Let's see. Was there something I wanted to talk about specifically? Constitutional crises. Interestingly, I heard, I was listening to a debate earlier today, and one of the most frustrating things that I hear when people are debating whether there's fascism going on in the United States right now, and particularly the one that frustrated me was in trying to prove to a person that fascism is happening now. They were talking about, is it Umberto Eco's 14 qualifiers of fascism? Number 14 is about democracy, about suppressing elections or having fraudulent elections. And the person trying to convince this person brought up January 6th and the fake electors plot. And the individual said, well, it's not fascist because it didn't succeed. Fascism is not a descriptor of how a functioning government functions. Fascism is an ideology. It is an ideology that can impact how a government functions, but it doesn't have to be part of a government for it to be fascism. Fascism is an ideology, which generally would be supporting the implementation of the steps that would be required to implant a fascist government. Because individuals themselves can be fascist without being governments. Let's not kid ourselves. If you support an outcome that is fascistic, that would make you a fascist. Now, I like to see fascism in like a shorter definition than Echo's 14 points, because I think pointing at the ways that something is fascist kind of fails as a definition. But I don't know how complete my definition is, but I would tend it to see as the accumulation of centralized power in one person or party, to implement hierarchical structures that are promoted and perceived as, that's what I'm looking for, appropriate hierarchical structures. And they do that through manufactured populist movement, nationalism, hierarchy of the military, the proper place of men in society. These are all parts of a populist movement that I don't think are themselves required. I wouldn't consider those to be required for there to be a fascist movement. They are just parts and common parts of a manufactured populist movement. And I call it manufactured because that's not actually what the people in power care about. They care about using that to implement the hierarchical structures, which is something that they, I mean, I don't know how much believe is a good word, but it's something they prefer. It's something they like. Well, Da Vinci shut down. And the other part of that definition I think is important is the I don't think it's necessary, but like it tends to be seen in structures where that aggregation of power in one person or party is illegal in that system. But they carry it out by force. And that is what's happening in America. Make no mistake that having an alleged justification for an exercise of extreme power is not the same thing as it being justified. Oh my God. I swear, I already uninstalled DaVinci. No, I already uninstalled that. Having to uninstall things now so that I can actually install something. So make no mistake, On January 6th, 2021, Donald Trump didn't need to succeed at installing himself as president for his actions to be fascist. It was fascist. He wanted to end democracy for himself. He wanted to aggregate power that was not his. No one voted. I mean, the people didn't vote for him. But he decided anyway that he should have that power. It was illegal to do. His attempt itself was illegal. He did it to implement himself as the rightful top of the hierarchy, which would cement him as the top of the hierarchy. If I am able to get away with installing myself as president and no one is able to stop me, then I am the top of the hierarchy and that's where I deserve to be, is his mindset. And he counted on his manufactured populist movement to get away with it. He has no interest in America's well-being. He has an interest in his own. If he had an interest in America's well-being, he wouldn't put himself before the American process. Because America is, first and foremost, a civics project, a polity project, saying we can run ourselves, we can govern ourselves, we can create a nation without someone who is deemed the rightful one running us. We can decide for ourselves. That is the fundamental promise of America. And if you're willing to do away with that promise, then it's not America you care about. It's very frustrating to hear people so confused with how words work. Even if you were right that somebody had to have succeeded at these criteria to be correctly labeled a fascist, which is inaccurate. Even if you were right, we use words to be helpful. They are meant to help us convey ideas. What I'm trying to convey by calling someone fascist, whether or not it meets the strict definition, which you're saying it has to be successful to do, even if you were correct, I'm trying to convey an idea to you, and the idea is that this person and the things they stand for and what they would attempt to try to do, whether or not they are successful, is dangerous to our stability and our ability to continue. That's what I'm saying when I say something is fascist. What you are trying to label that word as isn't helpful. Like, honestly, what is the contention there? Well, what you mean is there's someone who wants to be fascist. Okay, so what? Like, that doesn't change my argument at all. Everything that I would say about what I call a fascist and what qualifies as a fascist, everything that I would have to say about that still remains true, even if you're right that all they are is a person who wants to be one. That approach to understanding language is nonsense. Okay, finally, DaVinci is up and running. Woo! Let's see, untitled project. Where are my videos? What's happening? I have a file open in OBS. Where? Where? Oh my god, this video is just going. 2021. Get out of here. Okay. Okay. Turn our chair. Let's throw DaVinci Resolve up there. Okay. Getting frustrated. What is happening? What? I think I need to close off this side. Why is the video pane so big? Man, I don't understand what's happening. This is, wow. What's going on? I'm struggling with OBS today, y'all. I want to move over here. Down. It's a struggle. Life's a struggle. Over there. Why? I can't. I seriously can't. Good enough, I guess. I feel low. There we go. Low, 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 low. All right, window capture. DaVinci. Boy, that's a big window. All right. Maybe we swap this. Why does it want to keep moving? Really? Well, let's move the webcam in front. Now that we've struggled with our webcam so much, let's now make it smaller. Okay, let's try that. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. No platform didn't off heads doesn't kill it. Even if we remove every bad actor tomorrow, even if Trump leaves office, the constitutional holes remain. The blueprint for how to exploit them is now public. Project 2025 exists with or without Trump, and traditional solutions, voting, protesting, prosecuting, are more important than ever. But they can't fix the underlying structural problems. They can only address symptoms. You beat a Hydra by changing the rules of the fight. We can take that lesson straight from Hercules. New rule, no more heads. The point is this: don't play by the monster's rules. Make. Okay. What do I do with this? Oh boy. My cluelessness is strong. What? Yo, what?
January 6th, 2021. Here's something you may not know about that day. One man's conscience saved American democracy. For a time. Not institutions, not checks and balances, just Mike Pence doing the bare minimum, counting correctly, instead of going along with a criminal conspiracy to override the people's will with fake electoral votes. And don't take my word for it.
So we're going to see some of what our witnesses saw on January 6th. Let's see the video, please. But please be advised that it contains graphic images and strong language, which many may find disturbing.
Hey, brother, we're boots on the ground here. We're moving on to Capitol now. I'll give you a boots on the ground update here in a few.
Multiple capital entries! Multiple capital entries! We're still taking metal, sharpened objects, missiles to include bottles and rocks, and hand-thrown chemical-grade fireworks. This is now effectively a riot.
1349 hours, declaring it a riot.
Okay, guys, apparently the tip of the spear has entered the Capitol building.
If I give this up, they're going to have direct access. At least this Capitol we can defend. We got to hold what we have.
Take your pins off.
Yeah. The fuck?
Take your pins off.
Where the fuck are they?
Cruise 50 has tanked. 1033. I repeat, 1033 west front of the Capitol. We have been tanked and we've lost the line.
Lock the shields! Lock them together! Lock them together! We need fresh patriots in our blood! Jimmy, get him to the back! Get him to the back! Get him to the back! Let's get some fresh faces up front! All right, let me out! Come out here! Can I speak to Pelosi? Yeah, we're coming, bitch! Oh, my bitch, we're coming for you too, fucking traitor!
They've got the gallows set outside this Capitol building. It's time to start fucking using them.
Start making a list, put all those names down, and we start hunting them down one by one.
Traitors get guillotined!
Mobilize in your own cities, your own counties, storm your own
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want?
Oh. Whoops.
So we're going to see some of what our witnesses saw on January 6th.
Flattering angle. Darn chair. I think I need the facial hair. That's what I need. Okay, before official recording, we need to grow facial hair again. Okay, so I downloaded that video. I don't know what any of these folders are. Where are YouTube videos downloaded to? Okay. Time for basic questions. Okay, getting ytdlp.exe. What? This is so far beyond me. Okay.
So we're going to see some of what our witnesses saw on January 6th. Let's see the video, please. But please be advised that it contains graphic images and strong language, which many may find disturbing.
Well, that didn't work. What if I just capture it on Discord? Or not Discord, OBS. Like I was doing before. But better.
Hey, brother, we're boots on the ground here. We're moving on to Capitol now. I'll give you a boots on the ground update here in a few.
Multiple capital entries! Multiple capital entries!
The fuck? Take your pins off.
Lock them together! We need fresh patriots in that run! Get them to the back!
Capitol building. They've got the gallows set upside this Capitol building. It's time to start fucking using them.
Start making a list, put all those names down, and we start hunting them down one by one.
Traitors get guillotined!
Mobilize in your own cities, your own counties, storm your own Capitol buildings, and take down every one of these corrupt motherfuckers. So we fucking need to have 30,000 guns up here.
That's true.
Lock the shields, lock them together, lock them together. We've been pranked and we've lost the line. RT 1033, West Florida, 1034, Cruiser 50. Where the fuck are they? Cruiser 50 has pranked. Where the fuck are they? Cruiser 50 has pranked. 1033, RT 1033, West Florida, Capitol. We've been pranked and we've lost the line. Lock the shields, lock them together, lock them together. We need fresh patriots in the front. Jimmy, get him to the back, get him to the back. Get him to the back, let's get some fresh faces up front. All right, let me out!
Can I speak to Pelosi? Yeah, we're coming, bitch! Oh, my bitch, we're coming for you too, fucking traitor!
They've got the gallows set upside this Capitol building. It's time to start fucking using them.
Okay. Now I should have that footage. Frickin' thing sucks. January 6th. Garbage. I don't think I need that specific clip as much as that is the one that haunts me. How do I bring more? There we go. What does that look like?
January 6th, 2021. Here's something you may not know about that day. One man's conscience saved American democracy. For a time. Not institutions, not checks and balances, just Mike Pence. Doing the bare minimum, counting correctly, instead of going along with a criminal conspiracy to override the people's will with fake electoral votes. And don't take my word for it. Even the schemers called them fake in private. We have the records. That was almost 5 years ago. And the comeuppance for the people who planned to silently end American democracy? Nothing. While they waited, we caught our breath. And did nothing to stop them from trying again. And then they easily reclaimed the reins of power. The Constitution remains, but it is structurally compromised. And that will be true no matter who we entrust it to. The proven and persistent possibility of a constitutional crisis is itself a constitutional crisis. And there's only one solution when the Constitution becomes the crisis. Article 5. The Constitution's option for rewriting its own rules. A tool for the people to completely bypass the federal government and remake it. But Article 5 only works if you know it exists. If the people have the strength to wield it.
Interesting. Where's the audio for this? Why is this audio so quiet? Oh, I know why. Dang it. Well, that's not going to work at all. Gotta get rid of that video entirely. Okay, we're figuring some things out. It's a rocky process, but every bit of this is, and it's going to be rocky until I've done it enough to know what I'm doing. But I'm glad that you guys can be along for that and see how clearly I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know how to like delete anything. Why is it so hard to delete stuff? You'd figure I can just right click it and it's gone. Delete track. There we go. I don't even know what track that is. Delete track. Delete track.
And Article 5. Constitutional Convention. I'm an attorney. More than that, I'm know-nothing attorney. I love studying constitutional law because it represents our attempt to codify our best instincts, to improve our shared existence. That gives me a head start on explaining Article 5. But you don't need a law degree to understand it or use it. Article 5 belongs to the people.
Now, can I get rid of this? Do remove selected clip. Thank you. What is that? Timeline. I don't know what that means, man. What? Disabled time? What? Whatever. I don't know. Okay, so I need another copy of this video. Not this video.
So we're going to see some of what our witnesses saw on January 6th. Let's see the video, please. But please be advised that it contains graphic images and strong language, which many may find disturbing.
Hey, brother, we're boots on the ground here. We're moving on to Capitol now. I'll give you a boots on the ground update here in a few.
Multiple capital entries! Multiple capital entries!
Fuck you, police!
Stephen Trump, we are still taking metal, sharpened objects, missiles to include bottles and rocks, and hand-thrown chemical-grade fireworks. This is now effectively a riot.
1349 hours declaring it a riot.
I don't think that we lost the line.
Lock the shields! Lock them together! Lock them together! We need fresh patriots in the front! Jimmy, get him to the back! Get him to the back! Get him to the back! Let's get some fresh faces up front! All right, let me out!
Can I speak to Pelosi? Yeah, we're coming, bitch! Oh, my bitch, we're coming for you too, fucking traitor!
They've got the gallows set outside this Capitol building. It's time to start fucking using them.
Start making a list, put all those names down, and we start hunting them down one by one.
Traitors get guillotined!
Mobilize in your own cities, your own counties.
They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek.
We lost the line! We lost the line!
These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. They're not destroying the Capitol, they obviously revere the Capitol. They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek.
We lost the line! We lost the line!
These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. They're not destroying the Capitol, they obviously revere the Capitol. They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek.
We lost the line! We lost the line!
These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. They're not destroying the Capitol, they obviously revere the Capitol. They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek.
We lost the line! We lost the line!
These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers.
A California man has been sentenced to nearly 13 years behind bars. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the January 6th rioter who attacked and tased D.C. police officer Michael Fanone receiving more than a decade in prison. Daniel J. Rodriguez is the man who viciously tased Fanone. In a few moments of horror, the Fanone told me he would never forget.
I remember at one point, some of the people in the crowd, while I was getting tased, they were stripping my gear off. At one point, people started chanting, kill him with his own gun.
Fanone said he had a heart attack during that encounter, and today the federal judge overseeing the case rendered a sentence of 12.5 years in prison, one of the longest so far in connection with January 6th, calling Rodriguez a one-man army of hate.
I got you, Mike. That's my hand when you're good.
And 2 other men who helped attack Fanone have been sentenced to over 7 years in prison. Rodriguez is one of more than 300 rioters charged with attacking law enforcement on January 6th, and among 1,000 arrested overall. Fanone, who testified and appeared in so many congressional hearings about January 6th,
Okay. Well, I think we got the footage we wanted that time, and hopefully it has audio with it. So I got to get to a housewarming party, and I'm not sure when I will be back from that. But if it is at a reasonable hour, I will stream again. But either way, we're going to pick up either here or tomorrow, today or tomorrow, with video editing. And we'll figure it out. I think we're on our way to figuring it out. Figured out multiple tracks, figured out how to maybe figured out how to get other videos in here so we can layer them. But what you gonna do? In case this is the last time I see you today, good afternoon, good evening. No, that's not me. I'm Know Nothing Attorney. As always, I profess to know nothing and aim to have a high degree of confidence in everything. I invite you to embrace knowing nothing with me, because only when you know that you know nothing can you actually learn. And I'm proud of you. I don't need to know who you are for that to be real. You've made it this far, and life is hard. Life has always been hard, and it always will be hard. The fact that you face every day the way you do is remarkable. So stay remarkable, and I'll see you at the convention. Have a good day. Enjoy your Saturday.